So rental properties are best for long-term investments because they build wealth, right? We get cash flow, appreciation, loan pay down by your tenants, tax benefits. It all happens at the same time. So over the years, your mortgage is going down, your it's getting paid down, your house is going appreciating. And it's a great way to create passive income. So that's number one, right? Like that's why we become real estate investors, right? We don't become go into real estate to be a wholesaler to fix and flip. It might be a tactic that we use for income or large lumps of cash, but we ultimately do it for the passive income and all these benefits around the property, for long term. That's one reason why everyone's
Yeah.
a landlord.
And it goes back to your purpose, right, Mike? Like you said, most people, when they get into real estate, it's not, oh, I want to take ugly houses and make them beautiful, but it's more so, hey, I want to move away from my W-2 job, or I want to set myself up for retirement, or, I want to make sure I have long lasting wealth for the next generation. That's majority only done through rentals, right? Yes, you can have the active income through fix and flips and everything like that, but it's taxed at a higher tax bracket, right? And you don't get those benefits that you were saying, the appreciation, the mortgage buy down, tax benefits. So at the end of the day, most people get into real estate, for the long term wealth, and that's only done by holding properties.
Yep, and some stats I put together here. In the Great Recession, right? Values dropped up to 60-70% here in Phoenix, but rental rates may have only dropped 10 to 15%. So it's a great secure place to have your money parked, right? So that's one huge, and look, think about it. And we always say every 10 years or so a house doubles depending on your market, but here in Phoenix it has. And think about, it's hard to see when you're in that moment of the Great Recession and chaos is everywhere. And it's like, oh, you know what I mean? To keep that house for the long term is hard to see sometimes. So everyone that ultimately kept their house back then, or if they have, their house would have doubled. They would not be underwater anymore. So everyone let their house go back to the bank because they're underwater and all these different scenarios. So, time heals real estate. So if that's another reason our members are majority landlords. That's the second reason, right?
Mhm.
Even though times are slow right now, they know holding on is key. And actually, with some of the indicators in the market, they're coming back because they know it's a good time to buy.
Hey, you know what, Mike? And then kind of piggyback off of, the first question, why deals are so hard to find. When you're being a landlord, you don't have to find that deal that's so steep, and that's so deep. You can be a little bit more aggressive because, like you said, time heals. So as long as you holding that property for long term, okay, I could purchase a little bit higher because I have a tenant that's going to be paying off this mortgage. I have the possible appreciation that's going to happen, you know, um, things like that. So I think when it comes to landlording, you don't have to be as aggressive on your acquisition.
Yeah, man. You don't have to buy as steep as a flipper. I agree. And just
Mhm.
some for today's market, as you're listening to this and you're sitting in your chair, rental rates are flat right now, right? So Team Board did our market update on Monday. So they're just steady, right? There's no like rapid decline in rents and there's no rapid increase, which is good. Like we like when things are flat, and steady, because if it's steady, we can predict things,